Hello mates, my name is Risk and welcome back to the ladder. So in the previous episode we made it to the theater house with Ash, and with that we're just going to continue. Guys, if you would like to see more of the ladder, let's shoot around 300 likes and let's go. A small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when Ash and I arrived. The Liftfest, short for Luxembourg Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year is no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award yet. Oh yeah, Zach. Just getting a confirmation letter that the festival commits want to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the movie goers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there is no surprise when people give him a wide breath as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard, once earlier in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Oh, that's Zach? Look like Lucio.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us, taking careful steps and significant effort to make himself smaller so as to not bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hand in greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
What? The awkwardness that descends with the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I'm almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach seems to be.
Yo, stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's foundness underneath his experited tone. Sorry guys, a lot of those words I never seen before, so I'm sorry if I'm having trouble reading those. If this were any other person, he'll likely to be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to those other ears. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes and then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
It's a story only that two of them are privy to. Every now and then Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Becca and I have never really found out the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Ah, well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when he eventually turns his attention on me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true, they've known each other far longer than any of us in the group, childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie. Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Oh, I wonder who can be. Speak of the devil. Without warning, a hand grabs me on my shoulder and turns me around.
Becca! You're just in time!
I have to lean back a little with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my face to keep my head still. She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes.
You're squishing my face. How are you? Are you alright? Why wouldn't I be?
Oh, did Rose tell her about what happened?
Rose called me earlier.
God damn it. Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have any family living close by and the only other relative I work on the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contract number in case of emergency. I should have known Rose will call her. I push Becca's hands away from my face, although she lets go. Her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today. That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
I thought he's going to speak. Besides me, Ash snickers. I bite back the urge to elbow him, in place of trying to avoid Becca's hands as she tries to reach out for the said area. I did my best to dodge her, all at once moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield, Zach.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that. You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it. It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there. Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her earlier.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
You traitor.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
I don't understand.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time.
No. This is a local event and I want to watch it and respect Zach.
Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good.
No! You can't do this to me!
You guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
Oh.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I shoot him a plating look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please
Not
understand.
really. But Rebecca has a point.
No!
In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. We're just moving it on a different day so we can have a medical professional take a look at you.
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sign unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching his bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
Oh, what a good friend. I already know that answer before Becca voices it out. When at least she releases a deep breath and nods. Albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
I just noticed there is also boob physics.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
I peel myself off from Becca to get my wallet from my bag and...
What's this?
Oh no, don't tell me they see the letter. It's already in Ash's hands before I can even react. Behind him, Becca and Zach are both given the piece of paper and an intriguing look.
No! Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I have never been practically sensitive with my own height, but right now I really wish I have the advantage over him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay. Now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. No, god damn it. So all of them are now exposed to the same letter, and they now need to send that letter to 5 more people, which I assume now we're all on the same boat. God damn it, Isabella, you should have done more to prevent that from happening. I mean, that happened earlier today. At least I prevented from Rose from looking at it. At least that. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Collapsing them together doesn't do any good. They are still shaking, but I hang onto it regardless. The awful sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone, please. Today's turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waved the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. And I don't need to see, I don't want to see. The letter, the words, every stroke written in blood is already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should have just thrown it away when I had a chance. That way...
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop. Even I'm surprised with how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed. You've got to be kidding me.
Ash, typical Ash.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke. Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Typically, I don't believe in this stuff, but even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up.
There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit you're talking about is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Look at Zach.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, saw a ghost, probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting. My own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. To top it all off, there is a dull ache at the back of my head begging for a little attention. Can't afford to give it right now. Oh, that's probably gonna come back at me later. Honestly, there is only so much a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in a bed, and never think about today. But before I can take a single step away from the group...
Guys!
Zach rarely even raises his voice even when there is a point he wants to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together? We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca too, I'm pretty sure that's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet despite Zach's attempts to lighten things up, or Ash's and Becca's acquaintances' gestures, the tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept it to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might not have turned out that way they did. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless, so careless. Maybe leaving is the better decision for all this. I will not leave. There is just no way in hell I'm gonna leave. It's just going home. It's just like, screw you guys, I'm gonna go home. No, I'm gonna stay with those guys. We're here to watch a movie. We're gonna watch a movie together, damn it. Any other day, I'll excuse myself and go straight home. But this is something special to Zach, something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with those people I care about for outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened, they'll listen to me. There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. A smile is back on my face when I look back at him.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
Huh? The time I really do send the elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash, being vertically challenged has its perks too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one.
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
I'll elbow you both. Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us, and I call after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that, the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
You guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised.
But you'll miss it.
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon.
One friendly tap on my shoulder and then he's gone. A few movie goers are still milling about, some still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise most of the crowd are already inside. There is nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation strayed towards what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Zach's the one who brought it up again. In his own movie premiere. Now, the film's just serving as a background noise while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'll get kicked out for sure. Though with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out way before any argument happens, only because Steele remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet for the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something that offended her earlier. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in those things? Why is he in this conversation anyway?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
Oh, the house did change hands over the years, from one distant relative of the Emgard to another. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You'd do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, but since Scaredy Cat here mentioned curses, not that I'm saying this is one because that's nigh improbable, you'd probably benefit more from someone like Andrew. The stuff you're saying is still really hard to believe. But talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things. At best, he'll let you see things from a different perspective, and probably put your fears to rest, since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Now, I don't know, it bothers me. Like, he says, put my fears to rest, but it seems like my fears are real, so I don't know. Even if I put them to rest, it's probably not gonna help. Ash might be right too. However, that Zach has also suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me, and they're only giving me those suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they are willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Alright, I think the priest... Because it seems like a curse, okay? It seems like a legit curse. It doesn't seem like... I don't know. I just think it seems like a curse. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go with the priest. Because he said, again, put my fears to... I don't know, man.
I'll
Okay.
think about it. But maybe we could go with Zach's idea?
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we did something than just stand around. I'll let you know when he's available, Bella.
Thanks, Zach. I knew I could count on you.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it, yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
Whoops.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one who should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting the way she is right now, there is a big chance something's nagging her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind of only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still buzzing full of people, those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Walking in the sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city nondescript as Luxembourg. I was afraid too, at one point back when I was new and I had just set foot in this place. Now with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I cross to the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends, and Ash, who knows, he never talks. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to his friend's frustration. Although he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Huh?
A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning my chest, tightening, breathing, becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering and whispering and whispering, calling out, help me, please.
No. Not me.
Help me! Somebody! Help me!
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur is gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me
Weren't
in
you
question.
listening? Are you coming with me?
Oh, yeah. Just... Okay, sorry. I spaced out.
You always do that.
I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be peering at me. Nothing. There's only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked our ride home. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show, try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Yeah. See ya.
Another glance, and with a final wave, we go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't know. I don't want to know. And if this is what will help me sleep tonight, what will give me back the normalcy, then so be it. Oh. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground cave in, and without warning, I'm falling. My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders are aching from me having fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxembourg, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I'll always wake up in my empty apartment with no one to tell the stories to.
What time is it?
Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Where's my towel?
Admittedly, it's a weekend, and as unspoken rule, that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened, oh lord, the one box of donut as peace offering won't be enough to second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out from my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first. My mind conflicted whether I should just ignore it or answer. What if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Sheesh, in the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull out the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller's ID reads Mama.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather.
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there was something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, at the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own and well, any financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. and let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach, and from the way Mama's voice hitched, she also doesn't want to bring it up.
Papa... Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds.
Oh, he sounds sick.
But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well. The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Oh, I see. That's good.
I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape, but ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he had been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rests on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I think the call got out.
Listen,
cut.
Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition for the next semester, too.
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Huh? Chloe and Ka-Owi? When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the sole person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definitive answer to? 5 years later and I still can't give them a straight one. I smile though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weight her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other end, the sound of gates opening, the voice of her child EJ talking excitedly about his day at school, the tapping of foot in the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him or that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away from my head, the thoughts beginning to swim inside. It's pointless to mull over those things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say something.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
No, that's not Mama. That's the different kind of Mama.
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping? Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down? Get yourself here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
Did we sold? There is a telltale din of several feet shuffling against a wooden flooring and an indiscreet yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting, but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone to my bed and finish my shower in record time. I make it to the office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. A feat if I take into account my usual travel time. Routine Claymore, coming into Prairie Reality Corporation Luxembourg office, greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing as sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about.
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees? What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
What the actual fuck? My boss words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office, likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they are still trying to get hold of them, but to no avail. The result is half their workload have been shifted to all available staff so as to not lose clients. Not that I mind the extra work, if anything, it means I'll have more to send to my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure circling because of this is indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of my table when Rosa pulls me aside.
Yeah. I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork into my hand without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. A purchase and sale agreement! Rose simply gestures her thumb towards our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa and looking completely out of place in the humble disclosed room, is the same couple from the day before. So the mansion was sold! The rights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve. Although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy, she wants the sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed yet, documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there, along with a foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madame Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
What?
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price, as long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Even with that urban legend?
Rose nods.
Oh. I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest possible price if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here, we're just their agents who are going to receive the hefty commission, after all, nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulders, signaling she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she left me. In fact, having the boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has put him in a better mood, much to the entire office relief. Ma'am's Hannah calls me over the moment she noticed my presence at my lounge door. She welcomes me with a bright smile, her movements more open than what one will typically expect from a passing client to have.
Oh, Isabel! How are you feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
Isabella, I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Ma'am Hannah skins through each one of the securitizing. I check in every page for inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for and the process that goes into contracts like these. It is surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't pegged her for someone who is well versed in those things, yet here she is. She shows some of it to her husband and he responds with the same passive interest, as if he's more happy than happy to leave everything to her. I can't tell if it's purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they are buying, or he simply finds such paperwork tedious. Apparently satisfied with what she's seeing, Ma'am Hannah claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I release the breath we have been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then? Are you really sure about this property, ma'am? We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
Something not haunted, perhaps. Rosa shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, "Don't make a scene, we're almost there."
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan, after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Love, wouldn't it be better if we handle it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts. It is our housewarming party and our new home. No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us. Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both our hands and winks, a finger raised to her lips, demanding our silence.
I know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion. Did I mention we reward our people generously?
But this is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
She smells sweetly, like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world. I'm sorry, but like she didn't negotiate the price and now she's giving like a huge bonus. Either they're super fucking rich or something is amiss with those couple.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house. You can do that, yes? Here's her contact.
Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible.
I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they've left. Other agents will kill to have clients like them. A part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden changes of mind, just talk, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Sure, the commission is big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization, big enough to pay for all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, I'll keep me away from instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing something is there and we gave it to the good couple despite that? Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house to get money, Papa won't be happy with that. At least I have good news to tell them next time I call home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something.
Yeah.
So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too. Aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulder and leans in closer to my ear, as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself from for me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of the BRC's top agents regardless of how modest she appears. A saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course I learned eventually, I had to. But someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I never pressed on the matter further. But perhaps it is where the sense of foundness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we're in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows? Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a casual wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there is no need for me to go out, but oversleeping didn't allow me to the luxury of packing my own lunch today, if one can consider taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry, packing your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash too. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, can't be reached. All of my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again, right here today, gone to the next day. Oh well, his loss. We've agreed to meet at a nearby cafe, the same one I usually frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. I'm never saying no to free stuff. Quaintant, a little old-fashioned, though looks a bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like the small building facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, this place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and is engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been practically close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same thing when there's something funny, but their distance, the kind born purely out of different interests. That or Zach simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him for it if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that means nothing against Becca's temper. Even I am a little scared of her.
Becca!
Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened? I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. I'm still trying to find the proper words for this. Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausage, or potatoes in it. But today is a good day, great even. It's not wrong to indulge, yeah, a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting our order down looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it nevertheless and leaves without a comment. Sorry, I had to take a short break, but why would the waitress be surprised of like what I order? Like they should be okay, unless I ordered something really freaking weird. Yeah. Becca froze her brows in concentration, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose a string of reprimand.
Don't worry, it's my treat.
The glare Becca sends me reminds me of one thing I got from Mama. When I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 summers ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day, but Becca's far from being my mom. A small sleepish grin is enough to dissolve that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Pan-roasted sea bass with a circus dressed asparagus and a portion of mushed potatoes on the side, or at least that's what the daily specials boards. It seems good, seems nice. Never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever written way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey, not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An unexpected grin breaks out of my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Oh bummer, maybe I should rephrase it. My instant noodle days are over. Ash is not here, so we should celebrate. I don't know. Since it's a decision, I guess I'm gonna... I don't know. I mean, wouldn't that be a little bit offensive? We'll see.
Let me do that again. We should celebrate because Ashhole is totally missing out on my first treat ever.
So, wow, Rebecca's thing went way down. Did I say something super bad? I guess it's because I decided to stay. Okay. We should celebrate because Ashhole is totally missing out on my first
I'm sure
treat
Ash
ever.
has his reasons.
He hasn't even apologized for calling me a scaredy cat yesterday.
I have heard it complained without any meaning to it, done more out of a habit than with any real malice or hatred to it. After all the times she's called me a scaredy cat, he's called me a scaredy cat, the word itself has completely lost its meaning, imagine that. There's disappointment, of course, in knowing he's off who knows where while we're having fun here. Jeez, don't just disappear off the face of the planet without telling anyone.
You aren't really upset about that, are you?
No, not really. But it's his loss for missing this once-in-a-century event.
He did seem to be in a hurry when we parted last night after the movie. Said he got a big lead on his case.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned that. But you know how he is about his work. Everything except his unholy love for bad puns is a secret.
He never mentioned those to me.
I ain't surprised. He's more tight-lipped with this one. Something about it being bigger than what they usually let him handle.
Don't worry, Becca. I'll make him talk.
It's not necessary. He'll talk when he wants. And if what Zach says is true, it's better if we keep our noses out of this. His job isn't exactly a walk in the park. We'll only get in the way if we pester him about it.
Well, he better treat us to something other than ice cream once he solves that one. That's Scrooge.
But that's not really why you asked us out, right?
She gestures at our food with her hand, as though it's something she's not willing to touch until I give her answers.
I promised I'd treat you to a free lunch if the mansion got sold, yeah?
Understanding dawns on her face. The bewildered look she's been sporting changes into something close to
You
delight.
should have just told us. No need for all this fancy, secrety stuff.
No, I can't just tell you. This is the need.
It was supposed to be a surprise. I made a promise, didn't I?
I wasn't expecting you'd really do it.
Well, it's already here. If you don't want to eat it, I'll just...
I begin to gather their plates to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
Please, leave it, ma'am. We're simply humbled by your utmost generosity, considering you're as much of a Scrooge as Ashton.
Don't compare me to him. He's the one who looks like he's about to have an episode whenever he has to spend more than £5.
I honestly wish there's a way for you to see the look on your face when you haggle. Remind me to record it once. I think it's something like this.
Look at this face. She puffs her cheeks and furrows her brows in an imitation of how I'm supposedly appear. I don't look like that at all. Do I? She drops the act at the flat look I shoot her. Her laughter dies, but the playful gleam in her eyes remains.
To be serious, though, this means you're gonna be okay now, yeah?
For a while. It just means we won't have to worry about paying for the treatment and the bills. But that's all that matters, right? I mean, we're not yet sure if the new medication will produce better results, but Mama and the doctor said Papa's responding well to the treatment. That's one reason to be hopeful, and with the money, I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Saying it all this way sounds as if I'm trying to convince myself, but no matter what, I allow myself to fully smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange having to talk about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A laughter here, a playful jab there, most of it spent on catching up on the others' new projects or whatever keeps us busy those days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, though, appears less energetic today. While he's far from being the life of a party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent this entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
Yeah, spill it out, Zach. Spill it out. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today. But I'm sure this will pass.
Yeah, it's something I noticed between the group. Every time they notice somebody is not okay, they're all like attached to him. Like, hey, spill it out,
man. Is it about the reviews this morning?
A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately Becca retreats in her inquiry, as though she man's look is enough of an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
About those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her emotions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there is a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it always has been better to wait, let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a momentary shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca!
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. At the end of the day, it's still your documentary.
Yeah, guys, on the top right corner of the screen there is a card info. Click on it and it will take you to part 4 when it's available. Also, again, sorry for all the times that I misread something or made cuts. I really try to read my best, or for the best of my ability. So yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next time. Bye-bye.